A senator's funeral is now the diplomatic hub of the Western world. That is not a metaphor. On Tuesday, both the President of Ukraine and the Prime Minister of Israel are flying to Washington ostensibly to bury a man, and while they happen to be in town to shape the future of two wars. From Berlin, this is the part that quietly fascinates us. American power still runs on personal relationships to a degree Europeans find almost anthropological. In Brussels, you schedule a summit, publish an agenda, and negotiate a communiqué. In Washington, you wait for a memorial service, catch the president in the hallway, and hope the mood is right. The occasion is the funeral of Senator Lindsey of South Carolina, a loyal Trump ally who died suddenly in July, shortly after returning from a trip to Ukraine. He was, the Israelis note approvingly, a friend of Israel. So grief becomes logistics. Benjamin Netanyahu attends the funeral, and while he is there, he meets Donald Trump, their seventh encounter since Trump returned to the White House in January 2025. Volodymyr Zelensky, in a video message, confirmed his own meeting and told us what he actually wants: more American support to end the war, and above all, stronger air defense. Watch the two relationships move in opposite directions, because that is the real story here. Trump and Zelensky, who Trump publicly humiliated in the Oval Office in February, have warmed considerably. The president now calls the Ukrainian brave. Trump and Netanyahu, meanwhile, have cooled. The war with Iran did it. Israel kept sending skeptical signals about Washington's negotiations with Tehran, and now those diplomatic efforts sit frozen after renewed strikes. The pattern is telling. In this administration, foreign leaders do not have alliances so much as standing with one man, and that standing rises and falls with the news cycle. One day you are humiliated on live television, months later you are brave. One day you are the president's favorite ally. A war later, you are getting the cold shoulder. Europeans build institutions precisely so that policy does not swing on personal chemistry. Washington increasingly does not bother. And underneath it all, the Ukraine question refuses to resolve. Last Thursday in Manila, the foreign ministers of Russia and the United States, Sergei Lavrov and Marco Rubio, sat down to discuss Moscow's war. Afterward, Rubio said progress toward peace needs new proposals and new ideas, pointed to heavy Russian losses, and argued both sides now have an interest in ending the fighting. That is the diplomatic language of a stalemate looking for an exit. So Zelensky arrives asking for air defense while the actual negotiations happen thousands of miles away in the Philippines. And the venue for the most consequential conversations of the week is a church, not a chancellery. From the outside, it looks less like statecraft and more like a court where access is everything, proximity is power, and even a funeral is an opportunity. That's the view from here. What does it look like where you are? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for the perspective American media won't give you.